Welcome to episode 15 of the Real Talk Lineup. We are your go-to podcast for hilarious hot takes on the latest in pop culture. I'm your host, JoJo.
I'm Lonnie Cole.
And Don Action Jackson is back with us again this week.
A last-minute edition.
Yes, he loves us so much.
I do. I love you.
Irresistible.
Both, everybody.
Irresistible.
Yeah. On this week's episode, a man is forced to walk around P. Diddy's party with a penis on his face.
They do that there? Oh, cool.
I think anything goes.
Was it a real one or a fake one? That's the big question at that party.
You have to listen to find out. Yolanda Saldivar's parole is denied.
Thank you.
And Maury Povich still has sex.
As he should.
It's all this and much, much more up next on the Real Talk Lineup.
They have to be following him every moment of the day.
J-Lo getting divorced?
He still contributed to society.
I think maybe marijuana.
That is not obvious. How did that happen?
I would be too afraid, but sometimes I'm like, man, I need a little boost. On this week's Celebrity Breakdown, Yolanda Saldivar, the woman convicted of murdering Tejano music star Selena in 1995, has been denied parole by the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles. Saldivar, who was the president of Selena's fan club and managed her boutiques, fatally shot the singer at a motel in Corpus Christi after being accused of embezzlement. She was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. The board cited the brutality of the crime as the reason for the denial, stating that Saldivar remains a potential threat to public safety. Her next parole review is set for March 2030. Selena's family expressed gratitude for the decision, reaffirming their commitment to preserving Selena's legacy. Saldivar has continued to claim that the shooting was accidental and recently spoke about the case in a 2024 documentary, which sparked controversy.
Accidental. I accidentally pointed the gun. I accidentally shot her.
Mm-hmm.
And she might as well have killed Madonna. She's never getting out. When a celebrity is that big, John Lennon's killer is still in there.
Yeah.
So she ain't going out.
Selena's fans weren't having it. Like when they heard she was up for parole,
Yeah.
they were coming. They were threatening her life.
Anger. Yep.
Yeah. Like I always say about these people in prison, you have to take accountability. And the fact that she keeps saying it's still an accident, they're not letting her out on parole.
Yeah, no. They said they still consider her a threat to public safety.
Yeah.
So there has to be something in the evaluation that they're like, yeah, nah, we can't let you around the people.
No. And I think the fact that Selena still trusted her enough to go to a motel.
Yep.
And, to talk to her about this embezzlement, and then she killed her. Like, that really shows what kind of human being this lady really is.
Right.
If you believe the documentary, not the documentary, but the movie about it, she was like family to them at towards the end, and total betrayal.
Yeah.
And not to mention, obviously there's something wrong with her. Usually these people want to be them, or they're jealous of their fame, or whatever it is. You've seen it, time and time again in these, and it's always about these fan club people. Pay them enough so that they don't want to do this to you or whatever, because the Hammers fan club was a bit of a problem. They ripped off all his money.
They did. Did they really?
So, yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. So the fan club, the guys that run the fan club, you got to watch out for them. That's the last person you think is going to, I don't know, steal from you or kill you.
That's why they portray themselves as fans. I absolutely adore you, and I hate you equally as much. So I'm just going to get in close enough so that I can
do what I want to
murder you or steal all your money.
Well, you know what? I didn't know. Yolanda is 64 now, and I thought she was like 64 when
it happened. Right, me too.
Well, she looks the same, so
yeah,
that's probably
does.
why. But I mean, I think they have a 95-year-old running Taylor Swift's fan club, so she's safe.
She's safe.
Should be safe. I'm kidding. I mean, I wonder who's running these bigger fan clubs, like Beyonce's or somebody
I feel
else's.
like it's probably a management company, some kind of management company.
Be.
Yeah,
it have to. I don't know about Selena's setup, but maybe they just didn't have the wherewithal to know how to do these kinds of things back then. Plus, it was like 30-some years ago.
Yeah, their whole act, the whole show, Selena and her band, like everybody was family to them. So that's,
Wasn't her brother played in the band?
Right?
Oh,
her brother and her sister. Her dad was the manager and producer.
Right.
And yeah. I've seen the Selena movie like 8,000 times.
Yes. Anytime
it's on TV.
One was good for me. Actually.
I love it.
Me
it's
too.
Such a good story.
And I'm not really a J-Lo fan as an actor, She did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I didn't see her. I saw Selena when I watched the movie. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, a singer and a dancer, that was a real stretch for J-Lo. You're right. She's such a character actor, that
We're glad we have you on here for your intellectual commentary.
I'm just saying. Hey, listen, I will say the one thing that it did for her was make her a star because, you know, she was just known as Fly Girl.
Yes.
That was it before that. And no one knew who she was.
Before she was famous, do you know who else she danced for?
Here we go. Is it New Kids related?
It is.
It must be New Kids related.
Yes,
it's the only trivia this one knows.
She was a backup dancer for the new. She was a backup dancer for the New Kids on the Block when they were on the American Music Awards when they did No More Games.
There you go.
Yep.
Oh, so just one time.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, just one time.
Cool.
Got it.
Yeah.
So
I
she must
didn't
not have
know
done a
that.
good job. You know, they did tour after that. You know.
She did. Well, maybe she was on tour. I don't know, but I know for a fact she was on the American Music Awards.
Oh, she was too good because, you know, Donnie has a tough time with those steps and she's probably upstaging them, you know.
He was like, get her out of here.
If I say anything bad about Donnie, say just
Get her out of here.
my elbow, you know, right there. Okay.
Haters gonna hate. That's all I gotta say. All right. Anyways, moving on. Lizzo on Ozempic.
No.
Fitness trainer Shaun T is pushing back against the widespread speculation that celebrities are using Ozempic for weight loss, specifically defending his client Lizzo. He asserts that Lizzo's transformation is the result of hard work in the gym, not weight loss drugs. Shaun finds the accusations frustrating, arguing that just because Ozempic is popular, people shouldn't assume it's the only way to lose weight. He also stands by Meghan Trainor, another star facing similar criticism, and stresses that dedicated fitness efforts still make the difference. Ultimately, Shaun believes that celebrities shouldn't have to disclose their personal choices, and he urges people to stop making assumptions and mind their own business.
I mean, that's not the way to lose some base? You know? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
I guess, I don't know why. Why would you care if somebody used Ozempic? People do that now. There's nothing right. It mixed with, it's like they're saying Lizzo had plastic surgery. You know, I mean, so what if she used Ozempic to lose some weight? She's trying to get healthier.
That's what I'm saying. Who cares? Losing weight is such a hard thing to do.
Right.
And if you got to use Ozempic, use Ozempic. I think Lizzo looks fantastic.
She
looks
does.
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't look sickly because I know a lot of people,
Yeah.
like personally, who lose weight with that Ozempic, they look like skeletons in the face.
Even some people
She
who do it
looks
naturally, they
healthy.
look sickly. What's his name from Roseanne? You know, you look at him now. He's probably healthier, but he doesn't look healthy at all.
Because
He
it's
looks
so drastic
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And hers is drastic because she was so heavy.
Yeah.
And she's still heavier than I'm sure what her goal weight is, but they gonna mess with her either way. And all the fake boobs and butts rolling around Hollywood. Let that girl lose that weight any way she knows how. And she's vegan. And she gave up sugar for like a year.
Oh,
Well,
So
maybe
like
that's how you do it. You know?
Yeah,
That's right.
and she was very like open and transparent with it. She would share like recipes and things that her nutritionist was telling her to eat and stuff like that to fill her up because her problem was her portions. And she was like, I'm eating too much. I'm eating the right stuff, but now I'm eating too much.
yeah.
So she was like giving ideas and pointers on how to make yourself feel full and like she did it the right
It's all
way.
these jealous people.
Yes.
Because when your brand is, hey, listen, I'm big and I'm beautiful and you should be proud of that. And then you start losing weight. Then you get the people who haven't lost weight.
Yep.
Jealous of you, and now they got things to say, like, oh, she did it on Ozempic. And I'm like, well, if you could afford Ozempic, you'd be doing it too.
I remember when I can't remember the student's name, but here at the school, he was trying to sell me Ozempic.
I was there when he did that. He got it from Canada.
Really?
He got it from Canada, and he was transporting it in. It was in his backpack.
Oh my!
You're supposed to keep that
It's
stuff
supposed to be in the
refrigerated. Yeah, and he's like, you know, and I'm like, no. First of all, I don't know if that's really Ozempic, and second of all, it could kill me because you don't know
It's
how
room
to transport.
temperature.
You couldn't even get yourself one of them pizza things to keep it cold. You know, what's wrong with you? Buy a cooler, damn it. You're gonna try to sell it in the school lobby. Get a freaking cooler. You know, it costs about $5 if you get the right cooler.
I never told you. Oh my God.
Told me that.
Oh. You know what? I remember who it
Tell
is.
you
I'll
off the
tell you
air.
later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Needless to say, he didn't last very long here.
That is you have to put that in your book. You have to put that. Oh my God.
And I think he was trying to sell it for like full retail price.
We have all kinds of drug dealers, don't we?
Yeah.
They just sell anything. They'll give it is.
Crack cocaine, methamphetamines,
Ozempic. Whatever you need, they got it.
Crushed Excedrin. Want to get rid of that headache faster?
You just gotta snort it.
That's right. It'll give you the aesthetic feeling of getting high while getting rid of that headache
easing
quick.
the pain.
I can.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. A Florida man, Joseph Manzaro, has filed a lawsuit against Sean P. Diddy Combs, accusing him of human trafficking and sexual assault at a 2015 party in Miami. Manzaro claims he was drugged, taken to Diddy's mansion, and subjected to humiliating and non-consequential acts, including being paraded around in a degrading attire, aka a penis strapped to his face. It's a penis mask, not a real penis.
I was going to say. Are we sure about that?
I'm not sure, but
that version of the story?
He alleges that several celebrities, including Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron James, and Gloria Estefan, witnessed him in distress, but were not involved.
Estefan?
Gloria. My God.
Oh, go Gloria.
They weren't involved in the abuse. Manzaro's lawsuit names Diddy, Emilio Estefan, ex-porn star Adria English, and others as defendants. However, inconsistencies in his account, such as Jay-Z being confirmed in New York at the time, raised questions about the allegations. Diddy's legal team has dismissed the claims as outrageous in an attempt to gain publicity and money, vowing to fight the case in courts.
The porn star gave up porn that night.
Yeah.
She said,
and this story to me, like, I'm all for if Diddy's doing all these horrible, disgusting acts, get him convicted. But this story does not sound right to me.
It's just giving me deja vu. It's like the same characters and the same plot. Like somebody said this before. I was trying to find who it was because this sounds exactly like what somebody said.
Well, the guy with the penis on his face, he probably was a dickhead. I mean, that was trying to represent him properly. But Gloria Estefan, I'm still stuck on that. I used to have a crush on her. It's apparently not the rhythm is going to get you. It's going to be Diddy.
Yeah, exactly. But LeBron ain't on it. A spokesperson for him issued a statement to TMZ refuting the claims. This is false and doesn't even merit a report or a response. A basic internet search showed that LeBron was doing all of April 2015 in Cleveland when he played for the Cleveland Cavaliers and was never in Miami.
Well, I mean, you can fly out for a night. That's not proof, but still, I mean, there's going to be a line of people denying this.
Yeah,
sure.
Like they have everything else. Yeah. But it's just like, when will this ever end?
It's not going to end
because I'm sure he had a million of these parties.
Yep.
But now they're being exposed because he's in jail.
Yes.
And he's being, there's a lot of things that go on in Hollywood we'll never know about, and weird parties and stuff like that. It's just the criminal aspect of all this stuff.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Right.
The wildness of it doesn't surprise me at all. It's the criminal part that's the problem.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that this man says he was drugged up. So how can you take what he's saying at face value?
Yeah, that's why I said that
that's a catch-22.
No merit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a catch-22 because if he was drugged, that's wrong. But then you can't believe what he said as being drugged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's...
Like, does he even know what he was actually saying?
And maybe that's why they drugged him, so he has no credibility. It also makes putting that penis on his face easier, but,
Well,
that's all I could picture is like someone walking around with like a mask of a penis on their face.
So I'm waiting for one of the women from that Me Too movement to say, hey, I was drugged and somebody put a vagina on my head and
I don't like that.
And I didn't like that because I don't like them. I don't like them in the first place. I'm one of the few people here that don't like those.
They do. There are penises specifically for the face, but that's a conversation we'll have.
What?
Yes.
End the podcast now. We need to talk.
Time for intermission.
I'm going to have to Google that.
No, seriously. I'll tell you.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Human Google right here.
Really?
Had a few Diddy parties myself.
Oh, my God. All right. Anyways.
All actions were legal and consensual.
Okay.
So.
That's right. Freak off isn't always illegal.
Okay, moving on. Maury Povich and his wife Connie Chung made it clear that their Sundays are anything but boring.
They're still married?
Yes.
That's
during
amazing.
during the premiere of On Par with Maury Povich, his new podcast, the couple playfully hinted that their day of rest is actually filled with romance.
Ooh la la.
Yeah. When asked when he feels the sexiest, the 86-year-old smirked and said Sundays, implying that golf takes a backseat to quality time with Connie. While they didn't explicitly spill the details, their flirtatious banter and Connie's playfully zip the lip gesture made it obvious that they were alluding to their intimate Sunday afternoon.
When he said the word backseat, she got nervous.
After 4 decades of marriage, their passion is still growing strong. Definitely no Sunday scaries for these two.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It is.
Given how he made his living the last few years of his career. You are not the father.
Right.
You know, talking about everybody else's sex life, it's nice to know that his is.
That he still has one on
in
Sunday
good shape.
afternoons.
Yeah.
Maury's
listen.
86 years old.
I was
The
just
fact that
going to
he's doing
say
it
that.
once a week is a big deal at 86.
No,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. I'm like, what 86-year-olds are doing it on a regular basis?
Those that know their way around a Viagra pill or two, I'm sure. Or, you know, understand the same things that our friend over here who understands, you know,
The penis faces.
penis
face thing. So,
I honestly,
surprised they haven't been spotted at a Diddy party as well.
They may have.
Maybe.
If you do enough drugs, you might see them. I just find it fascinating that after 40 years...
What do you know about Connie Chung?
I don't know.
Every single news report she's done is going to be suspect now. That's we don't care about Maury. We know what he's been up to.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a reputation to uphold, but she's got to worry about her legacy.
Yeah. I just find it amazing, though, after 40 years of marriage, that they still are sexually attracted to each
That
other
is
to be doing it
amazing.
once a week.
That is
Connie still looks pretty
amazing.
good. I saw her in a recent interview on CBS. So she looks, I mean, you know, she doesn't look like she did, 30 years
Yeah.
ago when she was on anchoring the news, but she looks great.
It's liked her on the news.
Yeah. She's slowed down a bit. She's a little kind of mopey when she talks now. He's still quite spry.
Of course, I've tried to picture it in my mind. And
Why?
I don't know why.
Why do you do
Let's
this to
not.
yourself?
But
Let's
it went-
not and say you did.
And
Yeah.
it's just like gross, I guess.
have no
I feel
desire-
bad for thinking that.
I'm
but-
happy for them, but I have no desire to see Maury naked.
None whatsoever.
Yeah.
I'd only kind of half look away with Connie. I'd be like, I have one eye going.
I don't want to see it at all.
You don't?
No, thank you.
All right. Well,
Okay.
speaking of gross, it is now time for Trump Tales.
What a perfect segue. That was
Wow.
perfect.
President Donald Trump has imposed broad tariffs of at least 10% on nearly all imports into the U.S., with even higher rates for countries with larger trade deficits. This move, aimed at boosting U.S. manufacturing and trade balance, risks escalating a global trade war. Major economies, including Europe, Canada, China, and Japan, have vowed to retaliate. Markets reacted negatively, with stocks dropping due to ongoing trade policy uncertainty. This is not going to go the way that he thinks it's going to go.
It is not.
Like, I want it to, but I just don't see how this is going to work out. It's going to raise the prices on everything. And he said there's going to be a painful transition. He called it short-term pain, which is really probably going to be like 3 to 5 years of this painful
I don't
transition.
understand what short term is to him.
But-
that's insane.
So many Americans cannot afford a 2-month painful transition.
Exactly.
Let alone a long term. Well, he says short term, but it's going to be long term. And it's easy for him to brush this off because he's rich.
Yeah. It doesn't
And
affect
so
him
is
in
his
the
pal
slightest.
Elon and all those guys.
Yeah.
And most of the guys that work in government make good money, and
Yeah.
they have nothing. They have the benefits and all those things that they don't. People. When we talk about Ozempic, if you don't have benefits, you got to spend real money to buy that.
Oh, yeah.
I have
Yeah.
benefits, and I paid $200 for mine,
That's crazy.
and that's
That's-
and
With
it's
insurance.
a month with insurance.
Yeah.
So you think about
That's
people who are
crazy.
suffering.
Yeah.
That are dealing with this, and we make a lot of jokes around here. Listen, this is the thing that I was thinking about today with this is that and I ask you both this question: why do you think so much of what is made here in America is imported from other places? I have my answers. I don't know if they're right or wrong, but especially with the automobile parts and a lot of things you turn over whatever little thing you bought and says made in China.
Because I think it's made cheaper in other countries.
That's true. That's one thing.
It's less work for us. Like it's a big part of it is not wanting to do it when I can get somebody else. I can pay somebody else to do it for me.
People don't want these type of jobs.
We've gotten so used to the way of life in America that harder work or that having to actually make and do it doesn't appeal to, I guess, the aesthetic of being an American.
Yeah.
And not to mention that, if you buy a Toyota, people are like, oh yeah, you'll have that thing for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you buy a Ford or you buy a Chevy or something like that, there's a shelf life.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they do it better over there.
Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed.
They do it better over there. And if I was at a Trump rally, I would probably not be here the next day if I said that out loud because people don't want to hear that. No, America, it's got to be made in America and American jobs. And blah, blah, blah. There are people in America that don't want to do half of this crap.
Yes.
Yep.
And so getting the people to do this stuff and to manufacture it, they make fun of the fact that, when iPhones, those little kids that are making the iPhones are 13 years, 12 years old, et cetera.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, probably none of them are in the streets on drugs or anything like that. So maybe it's a better situation for them. Slave labor, okay, fine. But you know what? They're not making those things as well over here.
No.
It's sad to say it's not the popular thing to say. But now with this, you're going to force us to try to make some of this stuff over here, and we don't do as good of a job.
Yep.
And then you're going to find out that automobile fatalities went up. Why? Because now we're not doing as good a job manufacturing.
But who's going to be doing this manufacturing? Because I feel like if people wanted to do it, they'd already be doing it.
Yeah.
So you think all of a sudden overnight, all these manufacturing plants are just going to pop up here?
Yeah.
And that's not the case.
You're not set up for the infrastructure that you're trying to create.
Precisely.
And manufacturing isn't what it used to be. It's not, everybody's dad going to the assembly plant and working on the line and putting pieces together. Like this is like technology has advanced so much that a lot of people aren't even going to be able to do the jobs that this manufacturing is going to require.
Exactly.
If you think about a car, it's all computers now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, you've got, look at the dropout rate in this country and the education rate versus in China and some of these Asian countries where they actually paid attention in class. So they do a better job with everything computer and electronic, which runs almost everything that we have.
Yes.
Correct.
And so that's another reason to be concerned as well, because now you've got some dropout trying to do what, some
they're not
kid who paid
capable.
attention in school
They're not
overseas
capable of doing it.
Yep.
And like the Made in America idea is a great idea, but it's not reality.
We have to have the skill set and the tools and the desire to make it in America.
It's a talking point. It's always been a talking point.
Yeah.
And it shows whether or not you're down with the country.
Yeah.
And all of that. And if you're not, then you're a communist or you're some other awful word they like to shout out at the back row of the Trump rally.
Yeah.
If they're looking at somebody like me or you.
You have to look at things in a realistic way. And this is a fantasy.
It is. And, like I said, it's kind of sad because, but my attitude, and I don't know if this is true or not, but we have to ride this out for 3 more years. And then whoever ends up in office, because most people and Republicans are running away from this guy like crazy. There are some people that are behind him, but most of them are saying this is too much.
Yeah.
Let's up the tariffs a little bit, but this is too much. So if you have that many Republicans who have an issue with this, I know this is not a political show.
Yeah.
But if you have that many Republicans, people that are supposed to be on his side running away from him, then whoever ends up in office, he thinks he's going to be in for a 3rd term.
Not happening.
Not happening. But regardless, hopefully they'll be smart enough to ease up on all of this stuff. And we just have to ride out the few years of pain, because he's saying 3 to 5 years if somebody gets in there and stops this and tries to mend fences with the rest of the world. Unfortunately, the last time tariffs were this high, I hate to be a whistleblower or,
bearer of bad news
or an alarmist. But they said this is back at the early part of the last century.
Yeah, it's when they started World War II.
In World War II, it eased us through World War I into World War II because of that. And that was a long buildup. To years of distrust among the countries in this. It led to other things, and that's what happened.
When he's saying things like, well, you do it to us, we're going to do it to you, that is him just trying to alienate us Americans from everybody else.
Yeah.
Why are you like, what's the point of that? Like, okay, you might not like other countries, but I guarantee
we need them.
We need the other countries. And why are we hating on other countries? Like, I don't understand it.
It made sense when he was running for office because that's how you get those people on his side. If you start talking about, if you have that message about the other countries are bad, and so we're going to do this, and make it a campaign promise that he doesn't keep, which most politicians do. Unfortunately, he keeps his.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing is now that he's in office, he's got the gig. Why do you need to be doing this stuff? I don't see it.
I don't want to go to the Bahamas and have the Bahamian people hate me because I'm American.
Right.
Yeah. So we
travel to Mexico is changing too for Americans.
Oh,
They're like, hey, you're a foreigner, so you got to have this and this and this and this. Yeah. I'm like,
you're not going to Cancun. You're not going.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him.
Well,
only you, JoJo, could turn this into
about a trip to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just want all the other countries to know out there that we don't hate the other countries. We love the other countries.
Love them.
Most of us do.
Yeah.
Most of us do. The 3 people in this room do.
Yeah.
Yes. That's enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, maybe Yugoslavia. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. I'm going to edit that out. All right. Okay. It is now time for Ronnie Cole's question of the day.
Ooh.
Well, it's going to be really philosophical today, but
okay.
Such a hard day.
So I
changed my mind.
Okay.
Keep it light.
Okay.
So today's question, JoJo and Don, is what is your favorite smell?
Oh, man. I love things that smell good. So I'm going to say like a nice, fresh, like clean smelling like perfume.
Isn't that amazing?
I love like the Heavenly from Victoria's Secret. I don't even know if they make that anymore.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it smells so good.
It does.
Or even like Glow by J-Lo. Oh,
Glow
my God.
smells good.
I love
Glow.
that. Yeah.
I like Glow.
So I like laundry that smells fresh.
Fresh laundry.
Yeah. Tide and Downy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the good stuff. I don't like Gain.
No,
it's
Gain.
Perfumey.
It is very perfumey.
Yeah, it doesn't smell clean.
All right.
What about perfumes and the detergent? I'm feeling all of my male hormones starting to dissolve as we speak. Bacon.
Oh, that's a phenomenal.
It is, and it's such a man answer.
If you walk, no, stop it.
You're so masculine, Don.
Stop.
Such a dude.
Yes, sir. You should see. It's a good thing this is a podcast. You haven't set the cameras up in here. Yes, a real manly man. That's right. I can barely sit in my seat because of all the muscles. No, it's true. It's bacon. I mean, if I'm walking downstairs and someone's cooking bacon, my day is fine. My day is a good combination of bacon and coffee. Really good, strong coffee. I love that smell of that. Even if it's like, not coffee that I particularly like. Sometimes it'll make it too strong. It'll be the wrong flavor.
Yeah.
But the smell of it is just amazing. And that combined with any kind of bacon, that's the first one I could think of anyway.
Sets the tone for your day.
Yeah,
it does. I'm usually, and not to I'm hungry usually the rest of the day because that bacon smell has been in my nose half the day.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get something a Baconator later in the day as well. But bacon, bacon.
That sounds amazing.
What about you, Ronnie?
Yeah, what do you like?
I'm going to have to say I like the smell of Murphy oil soap.
Ew, do you really?
I love that smell. And I like the smell of newborn babies.
So do I.
They smell so good.
They do.
Just changes
more
my
hormones going away.
Now she wants to have another baby.
I just,
No, I do not. Okay. Take me off that list. Okay. I am done. One and done. You hear me?
You didn't see the look on your. You should have seen the look on your face when she said that.
I'm telling you.
Jump back. No, I mean the thing that drives me nuts when people look at newborn babies, they say, "Oh yes, I could. I want it. I could just eat you up. I could eat those toes. I could." I'm like, that's disgusting to me.
Don't chew on the baby.
Don't chew on the kid.
I am a baby sniffer. Like all my friends and family, they know.
Yeah.
Do you ask first, or do you just go in and?
No, they know I'm coming to sniff. I'm the baby sniffer. They know that. Everybody knows.
Is that a reputation you want?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm the baby sniffer. Only till they're like 4 or 5 months, and then they start to smell like formula and breast milk. And I'm like, ew, you see.
We're processing food now.
They're not newborns anymore.
Yeah. No. The poop is fine for a while, and then all of a sudden it's like...
it stinks. Everything stinks.
It's darker now, and needs to be over there.
Oh my gosh, wait till your son is like a junior high school boy. He's going to smell horrible.
Do not.
Yeah. You're gonna that perfume you were talking about, you might not think about putting on him.
Yeah.
At some point, you know.
Oh my God.
I'm going to set him a whole apartment up in the basement.
You're going to need to.
Do not come up here. Only to eat. And if you haven't showered, you will starve.
Yeah.
I don't hear any water running in there.
All right. It is now time to board the crazy train. Yeah. The first car on the crazy train. 3 women from Rochester, New York, allegedly skipped out on a $200 plus bill at a Chicago restaurant during a birthday celebration. The trio left one by one within 30 seconds after their server stepped away, but they were easy to track down because they provided their names and phone numbers on the wait list before being seated.
Oh, how convenient.
I thought they were all hitting on the waiter.
Adding insult to injury, the women reportedly bragged about their theft on social media, even tagging the restaurant and thanking them for the free food.
So what the hell did they think was going to happen?
Dumb ass hoes.
Wow. First of all, they at least tried some semblance of a plan because they snuck out one at a time. And so at least they were trying to do something weird. But then they go on social media.
But the fact that they gave them their name and phone number when they were on the...
They probably forgot that.
How do you forget that?
They were probably drunk.
Oh, that's a possibility.
No, you give it at the beginning. You're not thinking about
what you're gonna do
later. So that's just, they probably did that and then they forgot about it and they're just okay, fine. The phone number, I'm not. Oh, they did the phone number now because they text you when your table's ready. Yeah. So you said that's kind of dumb because it's fairly new, so people aren't thinking about it now anymore.
Have either of you ever dined and dashed?
No, I can't think of that I've ever done that.
I've dined and dashed on like the date. I left them there. You're going to pay. I'm not paying. What they did when I left, that's their business.
I dined and dashed one time. It was my friend's birthday party. There was a whole bunch of us, and we were at Red Robin. And I was probably in my 20s, and I was drinking, and then I was like, wait, everyone's getting their bill, and I'm waiting for the server to bring me my bill.
And they never did?
And they never did. And the lady I work with, this older lady, she's like, Sarah, just come on. And so I'm like, okay.
So that's not considered dine and dash.
I couldn't go back to Red Robin for like 10 years. I was like so afraid.
Any Red Robin?
It was the Red Robin in Willoughby.
No, see, you didn't have to tell, but I was just saying, so you're not going to go to the one in Independence for 10 years because you think that they're all waiting for you and all their pictures like a wanted poster in the back.
They're all affiliated. I have a meeting every day, and your pictures on their screensavers.
Oh my God.
You're on the bulletin.
I was so afraid. I just wouldn't go back into Red Robin.
Really? That's not your fault.
They got a newsletter. JoJo's face is on the front of it.
All right. Oh my God.
I can't go back.
All right. The next car on the crazy train. A civil servant in Japan was fired from his job after taking 16 days of bereavement leave over a 5-year period, supposedly for the death of 12 relatives. To take the time off, the man faked documents using the names of people who were still alive or never existed.
Yeah, I had a few grandmothers that passed away because I needed to get...
No comment.
Yeah.
Oh, stop. But I'm just saying. Right? Cole's hiding her face.
My 15th cousin died.
But this is what I'm saying. So what if you say, okay, my grandma died and your grandma's still alive. And then when your grandma really dies, you can't go to the funeral because your grandma already died.
Well, you have more than one grandma.
I mean, maybe not. But I'm assuming like this is 12 relatives. So, I mean.
Who's this guy again? Where is he from?
He is from Japan.
Well, I mean, come on. Given the amount of people over there, that makes perfect sense.
Oh, are they overpopulated?
They are. They try to limit them, but this. I don't think it's working.
I don't know. I I would never speak anything like that into existence. Like I thought about it, like, using that as an excuse to call off work, but I just never could do it because I'm like, what if I say so-and-so was sick or so-and-so died and then it really happened and then I would feel like it was my fault.
Put your bad juju on it.
Yes.
Bad JoJo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, an overdose is easier to cover because they could recover from that.
Well, there you go.
So
okay. I'll use that as an excuse next time.
Hypothetically, if it were me, I'd probably just kill off somebody who's already dead. Hypothetically speaking.
Of course. Yeah. Go through the
like, my granny passed away.
Go through the obituaries and come up with
16 years ago. Duh. Cut and paste.
I guess it's, technically it's the truth.
She's 132.
Oh my God.
Natural causes at that point.
Okay. All right. Last car. Oh my God. Last car on the crazy train. The Rock River Valley Blood Center in Freeport, Illinois has a new way of getting folks to donate blood. It's dubbed the Bleed for Weed Rewards Donors with a voucher for pot.
Are you serious? Stop.
Props to the person that came up with that name. I love it. Whoever it is deserves a raise.
Are blood supplies really that low?
No, right. That's what I was about to say. Like, they need to do it the old-fashioned way.
Don't they do drug tests before you do the,
I'm assuming they can't. They probably can't smoke the weed before they give the blood. They got to give the blood and then get their weed coupon.
Oh, my goodness.
Can I get an advance? No, you're not allowed. It's a different kind of green for this time around. It used to be money. Right. Now it's, a different kind of green for the donation.
I'm wondering if that marketing strategy actually works.
Oh, you know it works, of course.
Well, they would have an excellent target market here. But no, I was going to say,
I know plenty of people that would be lined up for that.
To do that.
Free weed.
And it's not like the free weed is going to be enough. They're lining up hoping for some free weed and some money for some more weed. But no, he's like cut out the middleman. Used to do this for money so I could buy weed. Now I'm getting the weed direct.
Yeah, there you go.
Bleed for weed.
That's right. You see a picture of Cheech and Chong in the corner and Snoop on this side.
That is genius.
It is.
Just the person that came up with the name needs to be working in marketing.
Yeah,
they do.
Somewhere.
Agreed.
That's a brilliant name. Bleed for weed.
Bleed for weed rewards.
That's the guys that are really devoted to it. Willie Nelson, he bleeds for weed.
Oh, he does.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
That's
it's for a good cause, JoJo.
That's right.
Can't frown upon it.
I cannot wait for the telethon.
I'm not.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be so cloudy.
Oh my God!
Cloudy.
There you go. That's right.
Wow.
I can't see nothing on the TV. How much have we raised, Johnny? I don't know. I can't see the tote board.
Did you say the toke board?
The toke board. Okay. That's right. It's Snoop's kids. That'll be the
instead of Jerry's kids.
Yes.
It'll be Snoop's kids.
That's so good. That's so good, Dad. All right. It's gonna be great.
All right. Well, next week we're going to be talking about Elon getting evicted from the White House.
Oh.
There's already conversation because it's Trump did a little bit of a soft exit at the press conference the other day, saying, "Well, I know he's got a company he's got to get back to at some point." I think he's had enough of Elon. I can tell.
Well, we'll be discussing the ins and outs of that cheesehead next week. So.
I love the pictures, by the way, on the news. I watch ABC News all the time, and they put these stills of people, and they always get the pictures of him with the head on and him looking as crazy as possible with the chainsaw.
Yeah.
He takes none of this serious.
No, not at all.
None of it.
Dude.
All right, we'll be delving into him next week. Well, that's all we have for you this week. You can check us out at realtalklineup.com or on Facebook and Instagram at Real Talk Lineup.
It's been real.
I'm loving it. This is great.
McDonald's again.
Did I do that last week?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Don't do that.
That's okay.
It has been real. I just so anybody listening, I jumped in on this thing. I wasn't prepared for this at all, and
you did great.
Kidding around about stuff.
Don.
We were just kidding around about this stuff, and Joe just said, "You want to be on it again this week?" I'm like, "Well, okay."
You're an experienced broadcaster, so you know what you're doing.
He's a professional. You make it easy
with this material. This is.
Yeah, you got to find stuff that's, entertaining and funny at the same time.
Listen, I wasn't expecting Gloria Estefan at the freak off.
I know.
That's,
that threw me
I used to have a crush
way.
on her. I'm like, I don't know. It was probably around the time that she was hanging out
at the Diddy Party.
I want to see all the pictures. I cannot wait till they release the pictures. I want to see
that conga line.
Oh, my God. I love Gloria Estefan.
Oh, he's not using his hands. Okay. They're connected some other way.
Is that a penis on his face?
That's not his face.
Oh, my God.